Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are on Tuesday night, back into the swing of things because we're going back to Battle World. Eric's with me, and of course, Coriander. And tonight, guys, yeah, this is going to be a fun one, a clash of the 80s. You know, we love going back to the 80s. And yeah, this is going to be an interesting one, a very inspired matchup for tonight. So, for you guys that are here, we appreciate you guys come and hang out with us as always. We're hoping we're gonna have a blast with you tonight. We got Ronan in the house. What's up, man? Saying this is gonna be a good matchup, heavy comedy elements. Yes, that's what we were thinking too, man. There you go. All right. Well, we got MKF saying Ash for the win. Okay. All right. That's what we like to hear. Some different takes. Melissa's in the house. We got Maga in the house. RJ. We got Paula in the house. How's it going? Hope you guys are doing well. Thank you for being here. A blanket hello to everyone. We got Catherine in the house. What's up, Catherine? Good to see you. We got Jean here saying, I'm going through what was left of a hurricane. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, there's been a lot of bad weather. Yeah. Hope you're doing well, though. Hang in there. Hang in there. We're glad that you were able to stop in and hang out with us. Hopefully everything will be okay and calm. Yeah. What's up, Denisha? Good to see you. We got Brian. We got Kevin in the house. What's going on? All right. We got Doob in the house. What's up?
Hey, Dennis.
Said, let's go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Nightfall's in the house. What's up, man? Good to have you here. I haven't seen you in a while. All right. Good evening from Panama City, Florida. This week, anyway. All right. That's funny. Denisha said, hey, Coriander.
Hello.
Nice. We got my man Ben in the house. What's up, Ben? Hope you're doing well, too, with all the horrible weather that's going on around the country. Thank you for being here, brother. All right. We got Pierre back with us again tonight. Thank you for coming back and hanging out with us tonight.
Nice.
Hope you enjoy this conversation as well.
I had a Persian cat named Pierre.
Oh, well, there you go. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, Gene. Scott saying Battle World and tacos sounds like a good way to spend a Tuesday. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Nice.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that. We really try our best to make this something that's really fun that you guys can kind of kick back and hang out with us for an hour or two. And glad that you look at it that way.
Yeah, have a taco for me.
Right? I know.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Wayne's in the house. What's up? He's going with Evil Dead 2 all the way. Okay.
All right.
Very cool. We got Jarmello in the house. What's up? Good to see you.
Hey.
We got Ty in the house. I prefer Jason, but Evil Dead 2 has great stuff, and the categories are the equalizer. Exactly. Yep. We'll see how it goes, man. Yeah. All right. Ben saying, I'm getting a lot of rain. Okay, but that's about it for now. Good.
That's good.
Yeah. Everyone's saying where they are, man. That's too funny. That's awesome. Jarmello saying, I live about 30 minutes from Hard Labor State Park, where Friday Part 6 was filmed. That's awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Let's see. Doob saying, I really enjoyed watching this video concept. Oh, really? Well, thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, it's been a fun.
Cool.
It's been a fun thing to do, guys, and you know, credit to Coriander and Eric, and of course Kill couldn't be here tonight because of bad weather as well. But this has been a fun thing to do. All of us together and kind of talking about movies in a different way, looking at them a little bit deeper with the categories. So I'm so glad that there are a lot of folks that enjoy it. They like to kick back and watch it on their big screen TV, and it's awesome. It's awesome. All right. Well, tonight, let's start off with the competitors. Eric, let's start off in corner number 1. Tell us who we have coming into the arena tonight.
All right. A weekend getaway to a cabin in the woods with your significant other sounds like a nice, relaxing idea. But here's a tip. If the previous occupant leaves a tape recorder there, don't push play. You might unleash an ancient evil that is associated with any incantations that are set on it. Sure, that sounds stupid, but it won't be so stupid when your lover is possessed by that evil and you end up decapitating her. It won't sound so stupid after the evil possesses your hands and you have to cut it off. And it won't sound so stupid as the woods literally come to life and a ginormous demon reaches in to try to eat you. This competitor has gassed up the chainsaw and made sure to keep the shotgun fully loaded for his groovy Battle World debut. Representing Evil Dead 2, we have Ash Williams.
All right. I like that, man. That was great. Okay, in Coriander, let's find out who we have in corner number 2.
So, when you have life issues that won't go away, you have to deal with them as best as you can. And if that means that you go to Eternal Peace Cemetery and dig up the remains of a man that fucked you up as a child, then so be it. Just remember, you might revive Crystal Lake's favorite son and cause countless deaths. Added to all of your trouble is a sheriff who doesn't believe your warnings and wants you out of his town. So get ready to rock the RV while rocking out to Alice Cooper. Have a picnic in the woods. Tell poor little Nancy there are no monsters. And hang out with the sheriff's daughter while racing on the back roads of Crystal Lake. Here's the undisputed Battle World Champion, hailing from New Jersey, in Friday the 13th, Part 6. Jason Lives.
There it is, man. And look, if Kill was here, I would say these 3 words. I'm going to put it to you, Eric, but who's the champ? Who's the champ?
He's not just the champ, he's the only 2-time champ, Mr. Jason Voorhees.
Two-time. Let's give him some respect for a second here.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Good.
The champ himself.
That was nice. Put him up there one more time.
Hold on now.
Come on, just one more time.
Come on, man. Hold
Come
on
on,
now.
one more time.
Come on, man. You know
Please.
who he is. Wow. Okay,
Let's
here he
go.
goes. Let's
I did like
let's-
that
Thank
music.
you.
All right, one more time. Here he is.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta
All
keep the
right.
lady happy, Night. You know it.
That's all that counts in the end, bro. I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm always trying.
Oh, I'm
So
not
listen,
that hard to please.
No,
Come on,
You're
geez.
not. You're not. So listen, guys, real quick. This is not a title match. I want to make sure that I put that out there, and there's going to be people jumping into the chat. So for you guys here, make sure you keep everyone abreast of the situation. This is not a title match because this is Evil Dead's first entry into Battle World, and obviously we're not going to give a title match right there and then, but we wanted to bring Evil Dead into the fold, which we will hopefully get a chance to do some more Evil Dead movies in Battle World. So this is just a match, not a title match.
But we did discuss, however, if Ash is successful, he will get a title shot later down the line. Doesn't matter who the champion is. It's when we decide to give him a title shot, he gets an automatic title shot down the line.
That's right. So if Ash wins, it's basically like Money in the Bank. He'll be able to cash
But
it
wouldn't
in
it be against Jason, right?
Not
necessarily.
necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Who would he go up against?
Well,
Whoever
let's
is the
just
champ.
let's just say for the hell of it, Freddie beats Jason down the road. If someone wants to say, "Hey, let's make a title match," and Ash wants to cash in, we can do that.
Exactly. And that's how we're going to roll with it, man. This should be a lot of fun. So listen, real quick too, in the chat, I want to just make sure I say this. Nightfall also has a channel member anniversary. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate the support. It really means a lot to us, and it helps us keep the lights on. It helps us do streams like this, the way that we do it. He's saying happy 1 year of being part of this great community. Even when I'm away, my heart is here. It's a true honor being part of this community. Well, thank you so much, man. We really, we appreciate that. It's 1 year, which is awesome. That's a whole year of being a channel member. And it's really, really cool, man. Seriously, we appreciate the support. It means a lot to us and helps us more than you guys know. More than you guys know. All right. So, hey, I hear some footsteps, man. Eric, do you hear it? Do you hear them coming down to the ring?
I hear a chainsaw and I hear some rock music. So
There, there it is. Okay, for you guys in the chat, for you guys watching the replay, sit back, relax as we head into Battle World. Jason Lives versus Evil Dead 2. You know what time it is.
Now to stop Jason is to return to his original resting place, where he drowned in 1957.
Like Forest Green.
At Crystal Lake.
Baby, I ain't holding your hand.
Pull over, I'm driving.
No, wait.
Yeah.
There it is. There
Yeah,
it is,
that was
man.
nice.
Attaboy.
That never gets old, man. I remember the first time I saw that as a kid. It was like, he's doing the James Bond. What the hell? All right. So listen, guys, for you guys jumping in, we hope that you guys will kick back, relax, and have some fun with this. As always, we're going to grade these two films category by category, giving the point to the film that we think deserves it, not based on our bias, but based on the categories. And you guys in the chat definitely let us know what you think as well. We won't get to everyone's comment. That just is not possible. But if you choose to do a super chat, we will make sure we get to your comment or question. And more importantly, it helps out the channel. We appreciate it. But you will also be able to put that amount as a point total to the film of your choice. So if you send in a $5 super chat, it can be 5 points to the film that you want to win. So let's do this thing. We got Sunrise that just jumped in here. What's up, man? Wow, long time no see. That's right, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. All right. Let's see. We got Gina in the house. What's up, Gina? All right.
Gina.
Ben
Hey.
saying Jason Goes to Hell may work better with Evil Dead in a title fight. Maybe. I don't, interesting. That would be an interesting matchup, but I don't. Ben, if you've been around this channel long enough, then you know. Sunrise saying, so glad to see the channel thriving. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate that. Yeah, we appreciate that. We got David in the house too. What is up, David? Hope you are doing well. Okay, let's get ready to do this thing. We're going to go category by category as we always do. Eric, we're going to start off as always with the poster art. The poster art will be the first category. So we have the poster for Jason Lives and we have the poster for Evil Dead 2. Who gets the point and why?
I love them both. I especially love seeing a skull with eyeballs in it because that's very rare. And I love the font of Evil Dead 2, but I'm going Jason Lives. And I said it once before, the one time we did Jason Lives on this Battle World, is I love the use of the blue and the black and the white mixed together. I think that that color scheme just looks awesome. The light shining through the mask, the tombstone, how basic it looks, because sometimes basic is better. And I love how we have Jason Lives above Friday the 13th Part 6. I think that's kind of a neat little twist because it kind of shows that he's back after Part 5. So gotta go Jason Lives.
Okay,
Coriander, what do you want?
right? Well, so I don't really care for, I like this movie. Don't
Mm-hmm.
get me wrong, but I don't like the look of that mask. It looks like a
Okay, all
friggin'
right. Coriander, how about
dollar.
you?
Yeah, it looks like a dollar store Jason mask. It looks
Really?
cheesy and cheap. Yeah, it does. I
Ooh,
don't like it. But
okay.
the other one,
Okay.
Evil Dead, I do like. I like the skull. It's, creepy. I like the red writing.
Mhm.
It's simple and I like it a lot. Yeah.
Okay, so you're going with Evil Dead.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And we got Mary in the chat too. What's up, Mary? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Hey.
Right. For me, this is tough, man, because I really think both of these posters are great.
Mm-hmm.
And to your point, Eric, I think that man, it was like really um a nice way to bring Jason back into the fold. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? The colors, I love the fact that Jason Lives is on the tombstone. It's just so cool looking. That being said, I'm gonna give the point to Evil Dead 2, which surprises me because Jason Lives is one of my favorite posters in the franchise. But Evil Dead 2, I just think it just looks so cool with the skull. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember as a kid first seeing this image in the video store, and it freaked me out. I love the way the skull looks. I love the way the font is for Evil Dead 2. This is definitely a poster that I would have up on my wall. I don't yet, but maybe at some point I will. But yeah, I really dig the Evil Dead poster. So I'm gonna go with that.
Oh no, is he
All
sticking
right.
again? Okay.
I I think he's so excited for picking Evil Dead 2 that he has broken his internet.
Wow.
Very, very cool.
Yeah,
Hey, hope you're doing well.
there he
Uh,
is. You're free. Yep, he's
you
freezing up
guys
again.
in.
You're freezing up, Knight. So
Oh,
oh,
okay. How about now?
now you're good. Now you're good.
Okay. All right. Thanks,
Okay.
man. And Dan, hope you're doing well. Glad to have you here. We got Elm Street in the chat. Cool. All right. Next up, let's go to the tagline, Eric. We're going to go to the tagline. Let's see. The tagline for Evil Dead 2 is "Kiss your nerves goodbye."
Okay.
Okay. It's Evil Lives Forever. What do you think?
Oh, Kiss Your Nerves Goodbye or Evil Lives Forever. They're both, in my opinion, very generic.
Mm-hmm.
I guess coin toss. You know what? I'll go with Evil Dead 2 because I think it fits more. Because if you've seen the first one, we know these are both sequels, so you're expected to have seen the first one, and it definitely
Mm-hmm.
fits more with the tone, at least, of the first one, because that one was just totally bonkers. So it's kind of preparing you for how bad this, well, air quotes, how bad this one's going to be for you as well.
Okay. All right. Okay. Coriander, how about you?
Um they're both, pretty straightforward. I think
Mm-hmm.
I will go with Jason this time.
Okay. All right. For me, again, I think both of these are just kind of like you said, Coriander. They're straightforward. But if I had to pick one, I think I'm going to go with Jason. Um, and the fact that it just really fits with the whole idea of not only the title of the movie, but the
Mm-hmm.
fact that they were bringing Jason back after the events of Friday 5 and Roy's fiasco and so forth. So the idea that it just says evil lives forever, I really dig that, man. So I'm gonna go with Friday 13th on this one. All
All right.
right. Okay. Very cool. Let's see. I just want to catch up to these guys in the chat. Gene saying I have not seen any Evil Dead movies. Oh, wow.
Mm.
Yeah. You got to check those out.
Yeah,
They are
especially the
really,
remake
really
too. I
good.
really love the remake.
Okay. Ty's going with Friday 13th.
Oh, we lost him again. He'll come back. He
Yeah,
always does.
I think so too. Yeah,
There
I
he is.
really Evil Dead 2. Okay. That sounds like a tagline.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know who you made mad, but I think your weather is really chopping up your
All
internet,
right.
my friend.
Mary's going with Evil Dead up here.
Yeah, you keep like sticking and freezing and
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
yeah, like it's like bad.
Darn. Man. Okay. Yeah, I think it's because of the weather here too. All right, we'll try to keep on going.
Sure.
Let's start with the opening. Eric, usually the first couple minutes or even up to the first 15 minutes, who gets the point for the opening and why?
Oh, we're full on going Jason Lives for that. I like the opening to Evil Dead 2 because it sets up the story. And it ends with that, that sad but kind of funny decapitation with Linda. But this is full on Tommy Jarvis bringing him back like the Frankenstein monster. You know what I mean? It sets the tone for how campy this one's going to be. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to have seen the previous ones. You can put pieces together right there with the audio flashbacks and stuff. Hawes says his death is great, and then it's a badass, reawakening. That shot of the eye opening with the maggots in the mud and stuff like that. So it's just so much fun. And then you got Jason being James Bond. So
Right. Who would have thought, right?
yeah.
All right, Coriander, how about you?
I definitely have to go with Friday the 13th also. I loved how it began and how, Tom Matthews brought him back. And yeah, I've always liked, him playing Tommy, and he's good anyway. He's a good actor. So yeah,
Yep, I agree. Tom Matthews. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I definitely agree. The opening, for Evil Dead 2 is good. There's some fun in it, but there is no doubt that the opening for Friday 13th part 6 is one of the best openings in the franchise. It's a great opening in horror in general. It's just so gothic. It's got this atmosphere to it. They establish how they're going to bring back Jason, which was obviously an homage to Frankenstein. So I definitely think it's a fantastic opening. I love the music. I love the setting. It's creepy. It just everything about it, man. So I definitely would say it's got to go to Friday 13th Part 6, no doubt at all.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see who we got in the chat. Gene is going with saying, I can't help it. Evil lives forever. Evil lives forever. There you go. All right. Pierre saying Jason Lives has a great opening. It does. It really, really does. Kay is going with Evil Dead 2. Elm Street's going with Friday 13th. Dramello's going with Friday the 13th. Okay. Pierre saying try to watch it in black and white. It's even more like an old horror movie. That is true, and I've done that before. Good
Oh, I
point.
never thought of doing that.
Yeah, it's really cool. Haven't done it in a long time though, but yeah. Ben's going with Friday 13th. Okay. And hey, we got Jamie in the house. What's up, Jamie? Saying hello. I'm going with Friday 13th. All right. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here, Jamie. We appreciate that. Okay, next category, Eric. We're going to head to the story of the movie. Who gets the point and why?
I'm going Evil Dead 2.
Okay.
I like the story for Jason Lives, but other than the way they resurrect him and the way they trap him in the lake, it's pretty, I don't want to say cookie cutter, but it's pretty straightforward. It's the same thing we've kind of seen previously. Evil Dead 2 has just got so much to it. Yeah, it is.
The same thing, dude. There's kids.
Okay, fine.
And
There's
all
the
the
same. It's the same.
survivors.
It's the same thing with kits and maybe some paintballers.
Okay.
But
All right.
Evil Dead 2 has, the couple trying to be romantic, and
Mhm.
there is this book with demon passages, and they get possessed by demons, and it just gets more and more creative, in my opinion, as it goes along. Eventually, what Ash has to do with his hand, the woods literally come to life.
Mhm.
That demon, they end up conjuring a huge demon, and then what happens to him at the end. It's just this. I think the creativity just keeps amping itself up, and I have to go with
Mhm.
Evil Dead 2.
Okay. All right. Coriander, how about you?
Um, I'm actually gonna go with Friday. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, maybe it's camping and it's at a lake, but
Mhm.
kind of like I said, you've got a ton of kids, you've got a ton of survivors, you got people that definitely got killed. I'm not saying Jason didn't do his thing because he certainly
Mm-hmm.
did,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
but yeah, I mean, I and he's pretty much chained under that lake, so and he's stuck there. So I
Mhm.
mean, yeah, I I'm I'm going with Friday.
All right.
Yeah.
For me, I think first of all, both of these movies are really they're good. They're well done. They
Mm-hmm.
have good creative flares. Even with Friday 13th being the sixth film and trying to find a way for it to stick out and do something new and fresh. I mean, they were able to do that. Tom McLaughlin did a great job as a director, bringing in the gothic aspects, and Harry Manfredini changed up the theme a bit and really intensified it. So there's a lot of great stuff there. The characters were fun. I enjoy the characters. On the side of Evil Dead 2, just batshit crazy. A lot of things, a lot of things going on, a lot of crazy shit. Um, Bruce Campbell put in a performance. He was all over the spectrum, dealing with anger and fear, paranoia, slapstick stuff. So great job for him. But I think if I have to pick one, this is funny that I'm even thinking this, man, but I think I got to give it to Evil Dead 2 on this because of the spectrum of what's going on. Kind of like what you said, Eric. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of different elements throughout the whole film,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a challenging thing to do. To
Dude,
have the
you've got car chases also. Car
that's
chases in
true.
a Friday movie.
I know. I really
Hell,
love that. But
how many
let,
possession
let me
movies have you seen? Oh, right. No, okay,
well,
okay, okay. Go
wait, but
ahead.
let me finish. Now I forgot my point. But anyways, there's a lot of great stuff going on in Evil Dead 2, and especially the whole mythology of the Book of the Dead and all of that. Like, so to have the comedic tone in there and also the batshit crazy stuff and the
Mm-hmm.
gore and all the gross stuff, and to find a way to balance that is really challenging. But I think they did a great job with Evil Dead 2 to not go too far one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm barely going to give it to Evil Dead 2, but yeah, that's the way I'm going to go with it. Um, Real quick in the chat, just to catch up with these guys, a little bit behind here. Um, let's see, and thank you, Ben. Don't forget to hit the like button. Yes, yes, yes. Jamie is going with Evil Dead 2, and hey, look at that. We got Jamie back as a channel member. That's awesome. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. It really helps us out and definitely helps to keep the lights on. Seriously, thank you, Jamie.
Very
Much
cool.
appreciated. So back with us. Very cool. And by the way, if you are not a channel member and if you'd like to help support the channel and do some exclusive streams and different content, also helping us with what we do, especially with our great debates, our great Halloween debates series that is still going strong. We're only halfway through it. If you're at the second tier or higher, you can actually help score on the panel with us. So definitely, if you'd like to help us out, hit the join button next to the subscribe button. Okay. Next up, Eric, we're going to talk about the music. The music. Who gets the point and why?
I'm giving it to Friday 6. It's unless you're John Carpenter and it's horror, it's kind of hard for
Mm-hmm.
me to top Harry Manfredini. And also one thing to kind of be a little bit negative on, like I talked about how how the story gets amped more and more and more, it
Mhm.
kind of drowns out the music to me for Evil Dead 2. I don't really remember any Evil Dead 2 music stings or notes or anything, and I just finished it yesterday. Harry Manfredini is there's a reason why he's he's scored out of 12 13 films he's scored, maybe 8 or 9 of them, give or take,
Yep.
because he's that good. So Friday
Yeah.
6.
All right. How about you, Coriander?
Definitely, you got to give it to Harry.
Yep. All right. Okay. And we got Jamie saying, dang, I got to re-earn all my membership rewards. Thanks, stupid bank card issues. Well, we're glad that you were able to join us again. That's too funny. Thanks, Jamie. For me, when we talk about music, I agree with you guys. And Eric, you said it so well. Harry Manfredini, that score, and actually, I was talking about this with Coriander. That score throughout, so many of the films, it's just a game changer, just like with the Carpenter theme in Halloween, the Nightmare theme in the Elm Street films. Like when you have a strong theme, Jaws, The Exorcist, Psycho, I could name a whole bunch of, top rated films in the genre. Having a theme or having a great score and so forth, it really just adds a whole new layer to the film, to the story, to the atmosphere. And you just can't beat Harry Manfredini too much. I go with Friday the 13th as well. This one was easy. There's some good music in Evil Dead 2, but I just don't think it holds a candle to Friday. It really, really doesn't. All right. Let's see. And Mag is saying, what rewards? Well, you get to hang out with us with exclusive live streams and help to, vote on content that we do and all that. Definitely check out the community tab because I talk to the members multiple times a week. So definitely check out the community tab. Matter of fact, just to say that to all of you guys that are channel members, keep an eye out on that because there's some really cool stuff that I'm trying to do with you guys. So Scott's going with Friday. Pierre is going with Friday. Let's see. And Ben as well, saying Friday 13th part 6 for the music. All right. Okay. And Jamie was saying she's talking about the cool emoji next to my name. Oh, did it change the emoji? That's kind of odd. I thought usually it would bring it back. Okay, I'll have to look into that. Or let me know what you mean, Jamie. Nightfall's coming in with a super chat. There we go. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Seriously, man. Saying, going with Friday for the story. Tommy coming home from the psych and not being believed is my favorite story of the two movies. And he's the one who brought him back. Go Tommy. Okay. All right. So we're going to take 5 points. Wow. We're going to add 5 points to Friday the 13th, part 6. All right. Wow. That's a little bit of a boost there. Let's do a super chat for Nightfall. Seriously, man, thank you so much for the support. We really appreciate that. It's very kind of you. Definitely helps the channel. And let's go back to some of the ones that we haven't seen in a while. And Eric, sometimes when you are a fan of an icon from the 80s, you forget certain things. But this clip makes you remember those things no matter what. And here we go.
Budweiser, you created a monster, and they call him Frankenstein. And the tavern down the street is the laboratory where he makes the transformation all the time.
There we go.
What is that from? Is that from Rhinestone?
Yes.
I haven't seen that in forever, dude. Jeez.
Right? I know, man. Nightfall, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate that, man. Seriously, it's very kind and generous and definitely helps us out. Yeah, that's a good clip, man. Kill loves that one.
Yeah.
He does. All right. Let's see. In the chat, hey, we got the Hatchet Boys in the chat. Oh wow, saying hey Night, long time no see. Hope you're doing well. That's cool. Very cool to have you here in the chat again. Hope you're doing well. All right. Let's see. Jamie saying, "Oh, I was wrong. I still have my close to 2-year status badge." That's what
Good.
I thought. That's what I thought. Saying I thought my having a whole new bank number would mess it up. I'm pleased to see that I am wrong. Absolutely. So yeah, and you're getting closer and closer to it. Man, that's crazy. 2 years. Well, Jamie, as always, thank you so much for supporting us and helping to be a member. You know, you help us do what we do. Seriously. Yep. Um, and Nightfall likes the clip. Yeah, it was a good one. All right. Next up, let's go to the characters. Eric, let's go to the characters. Which film has the better characters or is more of your favorite?
I like the characters in both of them. I'm gonna go with Friday, probably honestly because there's just more of them. And even though I've said it before, I'm not a fan of Court at all. I get, but he's not like awful. He's just a big dork that, you know what I mean. I just kind of roll my eyes at. He's not awful, like Trent,
Yes.
from the remake. But I think it's just because there's more of these likable characters and fun characters. It just kind of overpowers the characters that I do like in Evil Dead 2. And like the sheriff. The sheriff's probably my favorite character in the whole movie, just because he's so over the top. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The first time we see him, Tommy's running and freaked out. He pulls a gun
Pulls out a
and puts
gun.
it like right in his face.
Yeah.
And, and he says all these cliches, and he's just so much fun. And that's what I love about all these characters. Like even like Sissy, you know what I mean? Playing a card game, she's fun. They're all fun characters. So going Friday.
All right, well said, man. How about you, Coriander?
I agree with Eric. I'm gonna go. I enjoy both characters and both of these movies, but I'm gonna go with Friday.
Okay. All right. For me, this is interesting because I do enjoy the characters in Evil Dead 2. Obviously, it's a disadvantage because there's a lot less. But it is what it is. We just score these films the way that they're presented. So I will give the point to Friday because of the fact that, like you said, Eric, and Coriander, there's just a lot of fun with all these different characters. I think Tommy, I really enjoyed his character. I love the sheriff. Megan's fun. Sissy, like you said, is really fun, and even the deputies, they have fun moments. It's just one of those movies that they were able to bring back Jason. They were able to bring back like the atmosphere of Crystal Lake and the terror, but they were also able to have fun. And it's really awesome because Friday 6 and having that meta angle, even the great Kevin Williamson said that he took inspiration from Jason Lives when he penned Scream. So,
Cool.
there's a lot that Jason Lives gave, not only to the franchise, but to horror. So it's just got a lot of great fun and great characters in it. So I got to give the point to Friday. All right. Let's see what we've got going on in the chat. The Hatchet Boys saying Evil Dead for the characters. Well, I'm going to tell you what, you guys are going to have to help out Evil Dead because Friday is jumping ahead. Again, if you guys want, you can send in the super chat and add points to the film of your choice. We got Jason in the house. What's up, Jason? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Melissa's going with Friday. She loves Megan. All right. Jamie saying, I love the characters in Evil Dead 2, but I have to go with Friday. All right. Okay. Let's see. Scott is going with Friday. All right. Pierre saying more characters to like in part 6. That's very true. Let's see. Okay. All right. Next category. Let's move to the next one. The scarier situation, Eric. The scarier situation. So, as always with this category, we're basically putting ourselves in the shoes of the film, the people in the film. So putting yourself in the shoes of the folks in Evil Dead 2, or obviously one of the folks in Friday, which is the scariest situation and why?
Oh, 100% Evil Dead 2. I mean, Jason's Jason. We all know that we could leave the camp. We could get lucky and someone could take him out. You know what I mean?
That's right.
With Evil Dead 2, you're dealing with demonic possession. You know what I mean? We've seen that not even Ash, can is, immune to that because it happens to him. And it's not just that, the woods literally come to life, and not just, the vines, in that little tribute to Evil Dead 1. The trees
Yep.
literally get up and walk and are pounding on the cabin. You have that big gigantic demon thing, whatever, pops through the front door and
Right.
grabs Ash like he's Fay Ray and King Kong. You know what I mean? About ready to eat him. That's I can't help but think of that. So there's so much more. Even if you take out the demonic possession or whatever the Deadites are, just the woods alone are scarier. So got to go Evil Dead 2.
Okay. All right, Coriander, how about you?
Yeah, I definitely would not want to be in those Evil Dead woods. So definitely, yeah.
Okay. All right. For me, I have to agree, man. It's almost not even close. I mean, Evil Dead 2, you're in a situation where you are in the woods and you are at the cabin, and there's really not much of a way to get out of there and dealing with all that stuff that you're dealing with. I mean, it's just crazy the amount of things that they had to deal with in that situation. Whereas, again, like you said, Eric, if you're at Crystal Lake, you can leave, you can get away. There's a chance that, there's just a chance that you could escape because Jason isn't running. He's moving
Right.
quick. I will say that.
He's
CJ,
Power Walker. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Exactly. CJ was power walking, but he's not sprinting. This isn't the Olympics. Okay. And so if you got a brain, use your legs and run.
And not just that, when you find out how to defeat the Deadites, I mean, sure, let's put Jason at the bottom of the lake. It's, I know, easier said than done. But to defeat the Deadites, you have to read those incantations. Well, a lot of those pages are downstairs in the basement with Henrietta. I'm not going down there. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right. So I got to give this point to Evil Dead 2. It's not even close to me. Not even close. All right. Real quick in the chat. Let's see. We got Ben coming in with a super chat. All right. Hey, thank you so much. $10 super chat. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate that. It really is awesome. Saying Jason Lives wins on every category.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Even on comedy? No, I'm just messing with you. So we got 10 points to Jason Lives. Holy moly. All right. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate that. It helps us out, and it's very generous of you. No doubt at all. Okay, let's do another clip. And Eric, being a fan of different horror icons, you never knew that you'd see something like this, but you get reminders every once in a while. Here's one for us.
Bust down on the gang. Cardiana. I was home with my kid, Mamiana. I was home with my kid, Chuckyana.
Oh, there you go.
I feel bad that Kill's not here. I think that might have been the one that knocked him out of the chair.
I know. Oh, wow. Ben, thank you so much, man. We appreciate the super chat. Very kind of you. Seriously. We got Ty saying Evil Dead will always be scarier. Well, there you go. Well, it may always be scarier, but it's also way behind right now. I'm telling you. Elm Street saying Evil Dead is way scarier. Jamie going with Evil Dead saying it's scarier. Okay. Wow. Pierre's going with Evil Dead. Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, guys, if you're a fan of Evil Dead, you might want to help them out. Let's see. Hatchet Boys saying Friday is the scariest situation. Deadites are easier to kill. Jason gets a hold of you. Good luck. He would be harder to kill. Ooh, okay. All right. Interesting. Okay. And thank you, Ben. Seriously, that was awesome of you. Much appreciated. Okay. Next up, here we are. The fun factor. Okay. So both movies have a lot of fun, have their campy moments. But which film, Eric, do you give the point to for the most fun, the most comedic flair?
Oh, boom, easy. Friday. Evil Dead 2 is fun. Bruce Campbell, God bless him, he is great. But from beginning to end, Friday 6 is nonstop fun. Like Coriander mentioned, there's car chases in it. Car chases to Alice Cooper. These characters are fun.
Well, let me just say just to say one
Mhm.
thing, because with the car chase, so meaning comedy,
Oh,
comedic
comedy.
flair. When we say fun factor, that's what we're
Okay.
talking about. Not so much entertainment fun like the car
Okay.
chase. Okay, so I just want to clarify that.
Okay, let me think then. If we're just speaking um comedy. Well, honestly, if we're going comedy then, strictly comedy, I'm gonna it's a good thing you said that because now I will give it to Evil Dead because of Bruce Campbell and his physicality. And
Okay.
a lot of it, like I like a lot of the characters like Bobby Joe's boyfriend. I think he has some funny moments.
Yeah, he
Um
does.
but just the way Bruce Campbell, his physicality, how he is able to beat himself up. And
Yeah.
Sam Raimi himself has said it. I made this movie to torture my friend, and and I mean that helps it. Like Bruce Campbell's having a bad day on set, and he shows it,
Hmm.
but he's doing it in a comedic Three Stooges type way. And so
Hmm.
yeah, since due to that explanation, I'm definitely going Evil Dead too.
All right. Okay, Coriander, how about you?
I mean, yeah, you have to give it to Evil Dead. There's Ashes, he's a funny dude, so yeah.
Okay. All right. To me, I have to agree. This easily has to go to Evil Dead 2. This is not even close. There are funny moments in Friday 13th, but a lot of it is through the structure of it being meta and just kind of having fun with the concept. Evil Dead 2, you literally have Bruce Campbell beating himself up
Hmm.
with plates and himself and everything else, and you just have that slapstick comedy in there. But even his character in a way is just comedic, even when
Hmm.
he gets all weaponized up and just the music and groovy and all that type of stuff. It's just a lot of it is played that fine line between comedic and horror, so this definitely has to go to Evil
It's
Dead.
got funny. It's got funny, visual gags too. He when
It
he puts
does.
the bucket over the severed hand, the book on top
Hmm.
is a farewell to arms.
Hmm.
Subtle things like
Yes.
that is a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah, and Sam Raimi had tons of that stuff throughout the film. I mean, hell, man, when the hand is hiding, behind the wall, and it's like got the little mouse opening. I'm saying to myself, that's like the biggest mouse of all time. You see how big
Yeah,
that hole is? Like
yeah.
a dog could get in there. It's like wow. But again,
Hmm.
it's all about having fun. So
Hmm.
all right. Real quick too, to catch up in the chat, Scott is going with Evil Dead 2. Um, Evil Dead is basically the slashers meet the Stooges. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yep, no doubt. We got Strange Monkey in the house. What's up, man?
monkey.
Good to see you, Sam. Both of these films are incredible. This is a tough one. Yeah. Ty saying fun factor: Evil Dead 2. It gets wild. Yes, 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 yes. Jamie also going with Evil Dead 2. Bruce Campbell's amazing during that cartoon-like scene. His performance is on the level with Jim Carrey. Absolutely, and I wouldn't be surprised if Jim Carrey got some inspiration from stuff like that. No doubt. No doubt. Hope Part 6 is the best Friday 13th, but Evil Dead 2 is one of the best movies of all time. Wow. All right. Very, very cool. It is a great film. It's way behind right now, though, so it's gonna need some help to catch up in the points. Let's see. Pierre saying, "True. Campbell comes close to Jim Carrey."
Hmm.
Agreed. Yeah. Okay. Next up, the best kill, or death scene. Eric, and this could be a challenging one, just in my opinion. But who gets the point and why?
Oh man, I mean Friday, going Friday. Not
Hmm.
to take away the great deaths or kills in Evil Dead 2 because there are a lot of them, but I'm
Hmm.
going with the sheriff. And
Yeah.
not just because, he's basically folded up, he just, his hands touch the soles of his feet and you hear that crunch, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's how creative it is, but he's saving his daughter. You know what I mean? I've always said I'm a sucker for heroic sacrifice. The dude hears his
Hmm.
daughter screaming for help. He knows she needs him, and he puts his life on the line. Sadly, loses it to help his daughter. So that's what adds to it. That's what gives it that extra point for me instead of picking something from Evil Dead. The creativity and the reason why he was killed.
Okay. All right. Coriander, how about you?
Oh man. I think I because
This
that
one's tough.
is like it is, and that kill you
is.
said, Eric, is like one of my favorites. So
Mhm.
good for you, man.
Mhm.
So I guess I'm gonna go with Ash, and when he's fighting his dead girlfriend and ends up putting her head in the vice and all that shit's going down.
It's a good one.
Yeah, Linda. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good, well said, Coriander. Good for you. That was awesome. Awesome. That was a good kill. This is tough, man, because not only was that a good kill in Evil Dead 2, but also Jake's death, when he's pulled into the cellar and it's like 80 million gallons of blood that's shooting out to Annie. Like I was like, wow, what is going on there? Sheriff Garris, obviously that was a great one, Eric. That's just an iconic one. I'll never forget when I first saw that. I was like, bro, he got folded back like a lawn chair. Who does that? Who does that? But you know what? I'm gonna go with Evil Dead. I'm gonna go with Jake's death. Because when we were watching it, I was saying to Coriander, I was like, that is so crazy. How much blood is Sam Raimi, willing to use? It was absolutely crazy when Jake gets pulled down into the cellar. So I'm gonna go with that one just because it's bonkers. But this is a tough category, man. I could have easily gone with Sheriff Garris because that was iconic. But
that would have been my pick if it wasn't for Sheriff trying to save Megan. So so it's a great kill.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt. Okay, real quick too in the chat, let's just catch up with these guys here. Paul is going with the sheriff, Ben's going with the sheriff. We got Chuck in the chat. What's up? Hatchet Boy saying Friday 13th when Jason rips Hawes's got heart out. Yeah.
Boom. Yeah.
That was a good one. Yeah, that was a good one. All right, let's go to our next category. The practical effects. The practical effects. Eric, who gets the point?
Okay, I gotta ask a question. Does this also, when you say effects and you said practical, it also count visual? Because that will
yeah,
like
yeah,
green
effects
screen and
in
stuff
general.
like that.
Yeah.
Shoot. You know what? Forget it. I'm still gonna go Evil Dead 2. The reason why is I was gonna pick Friday because the green screen isn't the best in Evil Dead, but you know what? I'm not gonna fault it for that because still what they were able to pull off with some of the stop motion is amazing. When you see a full body Henrietta, you know what I mean? That's a lot. That's a lot of practical effects that Ted Raimi had to go through, and just the practical effects, how Ash's hand looked, crawling across the floor like Thing from, Addams Family, first thing I thought of. And I just think overall, especially with some of the stuff that happens in the finale, that big demon thing, I can't stop talking about that thing. I got to go with overall Evil Dead 2.
Okay. All right. Coriander, how about you?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Evil Dead also, with what they had to work with and what they gave us. Yeah, it's cheesy, but it's fun. And, it's, I don't know, there's just something about it that I like. So, yeah, Evil Dead.
Okay. All right. For me, it's challenging because there was some great stuff in both movies. In Friday, there were obviously a lot of great things that they did with the effects, the look of Jason, the deaths, even though some of them they had to cut away, because of the MPAA. There was great stuff in it. That being said, I also have to give this to Evil Dead 2. Just everything that they were able to do You guys said it perfectly. A lot of effects in that film, a lot of blood and gore and all of that. And again, we're talking about 87, so for them to be able to do what they did with what they had, I just, got to give them respect. So I'm going to give the point for effects to Evil Dead 2. All right. Very cool. Hey, we got Super Tenor in the chat.
Hey.
Very cool. Hope you're doing well. Jamie saying, I love the effects in Evil Dead 2. So good. They make me giddy. And there you go. Old school 80s, man. You got to love it. Hatchy Boys saying, gotta go. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. Hope to see you again soon. Thank you for hanging out. All right. Pierre's going with Evil Dead 2. Let's see. Ty saying Jason Lives offered nothing new visually or innovative in terms of effects. Really? I don't know if I agree with that. I think the look of Jason itself was really, really cool, and especially in the cemetery scene, it was pretty iconic, in my opinion. I thought, and it looked good. Like they didn't pull away from that. When they showed his body, his corpse, like they didn't try to shroud it in darkness or anything like that. They really showed you what was going on. Some of the kills, especially like Sheriff Garris, I had never seen anything like that in any type of movie, let alone a Friday movie. So yeah. All right. We got Lars in the chat. What's going on? Saying good evening. Hope you're doing well. All right. Strange Monkey's going with Evil Dead 2 for effects. Elm Street's going with Evil Dead 2. All right. Let's see. We got Jado in the chat saying good evening. What's going on? What's going on? And by the way, if you guys have not hit the like button, please do. It helps us out. We'd appreciate it. And helps the stream also get out to other folks that might enjoy the conversation. Next up, Eric, we're going to be talking about your favorite scene. Who gets the point and why?
Okay, I mentioned it earlier, and it's the first thing that popped in my mind again. I'm going Jason Lives. And it's the car chase. Because of the fun factor. It's Megan and Tommy's flirting is fun. The music is fantastic. I'm a huge Alice Cooper fan. It's an Alice Cooper song I'd never heard of, until I heard, I watched this movie. You got the sheriff being the sheriff. It's great stunts, just a fun car chase all around, and gotta go with that scene.
Yeah, you gotta love it when the sheriff is like, you got the license? Yeah, I got the whole enchilada. It's like it was.
That's my daughter's car, asshole. Stuff like that. It's just so much fun.
Yeah. Coriander, how about you?
Damn. Favorite scene. Call me lame, but I think I'm going to pick the beginning of Friday when you got Tommy and Haas and those two. That was funny. Haas, his reaction when Jason sprang up out of the grave and grabbed Tommy was great. Oh, yeah, I'm picking that.
All right. There's great scenes in both films, even great moments. Ash, getting set for battle, and you got Annie kind of giving him the look of approval. And that's just iconic. There's some things that
gun, yeah.
He twirls the gun. Bruce Campbell, just so iconic. Just thinking about it puts a smile on my face. I also agree with Coriander too. The opening of Friday is so awesome. It really, really is. But just to be different, I am gonna give it to Friday. And instead of the opening, which would have been my ultimate answer, because that opening was just so fan. The more I'm talking about it, I'm saying that's what I'm going to pick. But it was just so fantastic. But I'm actually going to talk about the ending of the film. I thought the ending of the film was so cool. It was symbolic. Let's bring him back down into the lake. You saw the sign of Camp Crystal Lake crossed out Camp Blood. It was a great little confrontation. I'm going to go with that as my favorite scene, but there's multiple scenes that I could have gone with, but I'm going to give the point to Friday. All right, let's go to our next. No, actually, before we go to our next category, let's see. Pierre saying, and Jason Lives, the camping car scene when he gets out of it is just a great one. That is an awesome point. That
Yeah.
is so iconic. No doubt. No doubt at all. I love that scene. It just looks cool. It stands out. Very, very cool. When they did that stunt, I was just like, wow. I mean, like that was just something I hadn't seen in a Friday film, you know?
Yeah, and they only had one shot to do it, and they nailed it.
They did, and they had
Yeah.
to, you know,
Mhm.
they had to. So, all right, let's get ready to go to our next slide. And also, Ty going with Evil Dead 2, Linda's claymation scene.
That's a good one.
Okay, that was a good one. Very cool. Um, and Jado saying,
You're chopping in and out, bud.
I got the start of the movie as well. Okay, very cool. Very, very cool. Great scene. Can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you. Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Cool. Okay. Next up, Megan or Annie, Eric? Who gets the point?
I always tease one of the panelists here about Megan, and we'll leave it at that. But I'm actually going to go, and it's not because of that. I'm actually going to go with Annie, and I think it's because I haven't seen Evil Dead 2 in so long. I forgot how good her character was. You know what I mean? She was there to what she had to do. She had to meet up with her father. You know, me personally, I think she goes through a lot more than Megan does. She ends up seeing the spirit of her dad. Her dad's trapped in, I don't know if it's hell or whatever. He's in the spirit world, so she has to deal with that. She has to deal with the fact that her mother is transformed into Ted Raimi and what he looks like. And then it all relies on her. You know what I mean? She's the one that has to read the incantation to open up that vortex or whatever it is. And she sadly gives her life for it. You know what I mean? So I think there's much more to her character than what Megan does. You know what I mean? I think Megan, she gets the final kill, I guess you would say, but that's pretty much it, other than a couple flirty moments and then her being fun with the kids. I think Annie, there's much more to her character.
All right. Coriander, how about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to Annie also. I mean,
wow,
this chick.
Surprise, right?
Well, come on, Megan. Like Eric said, Megan didn't do shit.
Oh, whoa.
So,
hold on.
Okay,
You know
look.
Hold on. I wasn't gonna say
We don't
this.
need to go down
Hold on.
this
Yeah,
rabbit
we do.
hole.
I wasn't
No, we
gonna say
don't.
this, Eric, but Coriander admitted. She said, "You know what? Megan's not so bad. She's coming
not so bad.
around on Megan. She's come around on Megan. This has been
But against Annie, I mean, Megan against any final girl, she's gonna lose.
No. Oh, come on. Now you're backtracking.
I will say this
lose.
as long as I've known Coriander, saying she's not so bad, that's a big step for her to make.
She said that she's come around on her and that she actually likes her. It was really cool to hear. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Very
Maybe
cool.
next
All right,
time,
so you're
top 3 final girl, right? Maybe next time. We'll see.
Hey, you never know, man.
You're wearing her down. Good for you.
We haven't done a final girls. We haven't done a final girls ranking in a long time, and I have a feeling that if we did, then instead of having Megan at the bottom, Coriander might have her near the middle. So
I don't know.
Cool.
I don't know about that one, dude. You're stretching it now.
If you had
You're
heard
turning
her
into
conversation,
Gumby. No.
Oh gosh.
I take your word for it.
So you're going with Annie. That's right, because I was shocked when she said it. I even said, "Man, I got to tell the guys about this on Tuesday." And she starts laughing. It was great. Oh man! All right, so for me, listen, you guys made great points. Annie has a lot of great things going on for her, but look, man, there's never been any lying here. I'm going with Megan. Going with Megan 1,000%. And the reason I'm doing that, and it kind of piggybacks off of what I was saying about Coriander coming around on her. I think she was just she was a fun character, and not only that, but she even in Friday, right?
Fun. She's looking to hook up more than be a fucking counselor to those goddamn kids.
none of them
Just
wanted
saying.
to work with the kids. All right,
Oh.
don't start getting all negative. Let me finish my comment. Here's the thing. She was a really fun character, but even in Friday, when you talk about final girls, even the best of them, sometimes they're presented in a way that, okay, there's certain things that kind of like, well, okay, you know. But
Mhm.
Megan was a very even keeled character. She's just a regular person who was there for the weekend to help out her friends with these kids. They didn't show up because they got killed. And then she had to be a part of a team that dealt with a bunch of kids that were not ready to do that, but she hung in there. She liked
Mhm.
this guy. Yes, she flirted with him, but she's also the daughter of an overbearing sheriff.
Yeah.
And then she helps out Tommy. So it really becomes a final girl, final guy movie, which was done so well. Like you rarely see that. We were just talking about Wrong Turn on one of our
Mhm.
past Battle World episodes where they had a final girl and final guy. This was another example of that done so well because she didn't take away from Tommy, right? She was her
Right.
own person. She didn't take away from the greatness of Tommy. And it's hard to do that because a lot of times you can't have that balance. And like you said, Eric, at the end of the day, she saved Tommy and she
Mhm.
killed Jason.
Right.
You know, and she didn't do it in a way where she was super badass. She did it out of necessity. So
Yeah.
I just think that she's a really good character. And even in Friday as a franchise, and I'm speaking for myself as well, you know, I don't think she always gets the credit that she deserves to be so balanced. And you know, there's some great final girls in Friday, but I think she's a great one too.
I'll say this, Friday Girl, what they do, air quotes, notwithstanding, because some do a lot, some do. She might do less than others, but personality wise, she's one of the
Hmm.
best. You know what I mean? She's
Hmm.
one of the most entertaining, and she is one of the most fun. She sticks out a lot more. And what's her name? I think it's Jennifer Cook. This actress,
Yeah,
I think she knows she has to because of everything that's in the pot. With the
right.
self-referential humor, the rock music, the over-the-top kills. She has to stand out, and I think her personality is absolutely one of the best when it comes to the final girls in this franchise.
Yeah, she just seems like a regular girl. She's just
Hmm.
there and just kind of, you know, she's smart, but yet she's fun. She's not trying to be overbearing. She does what she needs to do when she needs to do it, and that's it. You know, it's kind of
Yeah.
like, yeah, I think she did a really good job. It's hard to balance all that, especially in a franchise like Friday the 13th, because there's certain it's almost like certain expectations that you started to have at that
Hmm.
point in the franchise. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Jennifer Cook
Yeah,
did a really good
she's
job.
she's relatable. One of my favorite scenes with her is when her and I think it's her and Sissy, they're trying to she would get the girls to cheer up and like participate, and she's like, we're gonna scare all the boys, stuff like that. She's struggling to
Right.
think of something. You put yourself in front of a 2 dozen kids that you have no idea what you're doing. You're gonna struggle with
Hmm.
that and still try to make their day fun. So
Right.
it's more relatable to them if you've ever dealt with kids. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. All right. Let's get ready to go to our next category. Oh, we got Coriander back. Okay. You're all set?
Sorry, yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
sorry.
Okay.
Don't the
Ne-
Megan talks over. Don't worry.
No, no,
next. Oh,
E,
jeez.
E to God. That's all I have to
next.
say.
Next category. Jason or Ash? You knew we had to get there, Eric. So who do you give the point to and why?
Going with Ash.
Okay.
CJ Graham is one of my favorite Jasons because he is a mixture of Jason before he was killed, and he's now a mixture of the zombie Jason that we all know. But
Mm-hmm.
but Ash is just he's a guy in over his head, and he becomes that hero at the end, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what I
Mm-hmm.
like. Jason, he's got the cool kills, and this is him at one of his most badass performances in my opinion. But there's so
Mm-hmm.
much going on with Ash, so much that he overcomes
Mm-hmm.
despite the ending. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just seeing that rise from he's just a guy trying to have a romantic getaway with his girl Linda, and he's got to take her out within the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and then it just progresses. And by the end, he pre Terminator 2, he's flipping the gun and he's doing the quotes, swallow your soul, swallow this, boom, that type of
Yes.
stuff. He was
Mm-hmm.
kind of a dork, and now he's a badass, and that's a great
Right.
that's a great progression. Got to go Ash.
All right. Real quick, Coriander, before I get to you, we got a good friend Steven in the house. What's up, Craving Something Scary himself saying, "Hey, family, late for the
Hello.
party. Have to go with Megan on this one. I love Friday the 13th Part 6." There you go. There you go. Thanks for coming in, buddy. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Catherine's going with Ash. Paula's going with Jason. Let's see. Yeah, well, yep. Okay. We got Troy in the house saying Ash, no doubt. Okay. Well, we got some people for Evil Dead. Evil Dead is way Scott going with Ash too. Evil Dead is way behind. You guys are gonna want to help out Evil Dead soon. Wow. Coriander, how about you? Who gets the point? Is it Jason or Ash?
Well, Jason's my guy, and I love Ash, but I like Jason just a little bit more. So, yeah.
Just a little bit more?
Well, I'm trying to be nice.
In this category. Yeah, I get it. Okay, cool. I get it. All right, so you're going with Jason. For me, this is tough, man. This is tough because both characters are obviously icons in horror, in movies in general. And to your point, Eric, yes, Ash, he's awesome. He has so much that he's brought to the table. Bruce Campbell, a fantastic performance. And I'm not taking anything away from him. But listen, guys, I could not stand here in good conscience and not vote for Jason, my favorite horror villain. I mean, and the thing of it is, so I'm going with Jason. I'm in the same boat with you, Coriander. I have to go with Jason. And I think what CJ Graham did that was so cool about this version of Jason, you said it almost perfectly, Eric. It was a combination of like a Ted White, but also you felt a little bit of what Kane would eventually bring to the character. But I think CJ, his physicality is just so awesome. The way he moved, the way he did things. He wasn't listed as a stunt man, but he did his own stunts.
Yep.
He's just, he's a military guy. You could tell just the way he moved and everything. I just think that this version of Jason was pivotal for the franchise because it brought Jason back and it also set up what was to come, eventually with Kane coming in there and doing his 4 movies. But you have to get this one right to get there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think he did a hell of a job. I've said this many times, all the times we've talked about Friday on this channel, but this film was big for me as a kid because of just everything. The rock music, Jason's back, we're back on track. He's scary. It's got some fun in it. And this Jason in particular meant a lot to me as a young horror fan. So I have to go with Jason. But that's not to take away from Ash. He's iconic. Bruce Campbell's amazing, a legend. But I gotta be real. Got to be real. All right. Elm Street's going with Jason. Pierre's going with Jason. Steven is saying Jason for this matchup. There you go. Scott saying Ash gets the point. Ooh. They're gonna need some help, man. They're gonna need some help.
Well,
okay,
Jason's not a 2-time champ for nothing. So
it's true. Okay, next up we got the finale, which is usually the last couple minutes, maybe even 15 minutes of the film. Eric, who gets the point and why?
100% Evil Dead 2. As fun as the finale, that final confrontation between Tommy and Jason. And, he busts through the boat and he's stuck at the bottom and Megan has to save Tommy. And then that final shot of him, just trapped and the eyes still open. That's great. Love it. But I keep going back to how crazy the finale is of Evil Dead and in a good way. It's not like for me, like TCM where it's like overbearing a lot, the dinner scene. A lot of that movie is, but the way it amps up and just how it gets more and more crazy and more dangerous for the people inside the cabin. Like I said, the trees come to life. They're banging on the top. The creativity, that demon that comes, the King Kong scene, as I talked about, hold him in his hand. And then the fact that sometimes, I'm a sucker for a downer ending. I love how he is the prophesized one that's in the book. He falls down in, I think it's 1300, they say. He kills the Deadite, and then because he just out of instinct. I love how he just kills the Deadite out of instinct. He's so cool. And then the Knights, they're cheering for him, and then it clicks. Oh, shit. I know where I am. I know who
Mhm.
I am. And he's just, his world has ended while they're cheering. And it's a great
Yeah.
end, the way Sam Raimi just ends it on those two nights, their hands fist pump. Love
Mhm.
it. I love this
Yeah.
finale.
Yeah, that was really well done. Okay. Coriander, how about you?
Um, well, they're both good,
Mhm.
but yeah, I'm gonna go with Eric. The finale to Evil Dead it just gets you geared up for what's ready in the third
Mm-hmm.
movie.
Okay.
Um, so it's yeah, it's fun and crazy and
It
yeah,
pumps you up. You're waiting to see what's
yeah,
gonna happen next. What more can they do to
right,
this guy?
Right, right.
right,
That's a good
yeah.
point. Okay. All right. So you're going with Evil Dead. For me, I think both finales are great. They do what they need to do. The finale for Friday, it's really cool. You got this at the time, this final confrontation with Tommy and Jason, to hopefully end it all. And it's like again that synergy of trapping him in Crystal Lake and that worked really well to kind of be a callback, to the original mythology of Jason. It's well done. Megan again
Mm-hmm.
coming in for the save, which I did not expect. I did not expect them to do something like that. I really thought it was just going to be Tommy that was going to handle it. So I thought it was cool of them to make that choice to have two characters be prominent. That being said, I do have to give the point to Evil Dead. And it's pretty much for the reason that you guys said. There's just so much going on. And, Ash is he's reached his final form, at the time and was just kicking ass. And also to piggyback to what you said earlier, Eric, the idea of Annie, and I know I picked Megan over Annie, but it, Annie was a really great character, and the sacrifice that she made. I actually, because I hadn't seen Evil Dead 2 in a little while, a couple years anyway. So when we watched it, I was thinking, oh man, that sucks, man. She died. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So there was a lot of stuff going on, but like you guys said, once he goes through the portal, and then it's kind of like, okay, what else is going to happen to this guy? It was just so well shot, and it really does get you pumped up for what's going to happen eventually in Army of Darkness. So
Mm-hmm.
with all of those things put in together, I have to go with Evil Dead for the finale. All right, very cool. Ben's heading out. Thank you so much for being here, man. We appreciate you. Have a good night. He's saying be well. All right. Troy's saying Evil Dead 2. I love how it feels like such a heroic ending to everybody but the actual hero.
Yes.
Good stuff. That's a good, yeah, well said. Well
Yeah.
said. Scott saying he's going to go with Evil Dead 2 because I also love me a good down ending. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Catherine saying Evil Dead 2 is crazy. It is. It really, really is. Let's see. And I think I've caught up to everyone. Okay. All right. All right. Let's go to our final category. And as always, this is our last one where we choose. Again, if anyone wants to send in a super chat to add to a point total for either film, this is your final chance to do it once we finish this category. And definitely, a lot of people are fans of Evil Dead in the chat. And I'm telling you guys right now, it's not looking great. It's not looking great. So, Eric, when you have to choose between these two films, who do you give the point to?
I love them both. I love Evil
Mm-hmm.
Dead 2 more that I watch it, but I can't say no to Friday the 13th 6. I'm going that full on from, like I said before, from beginning to end. It's just this perfect mixture of horror and schlock, MTV, action movies. It's got everything to it, and I could watch this movie anytime, whether it's on TV. What Friday the 13th movie am I going to watch? That's not Jason Goes to Hell. I'm probably going to put in this one or part two. No disrespect to Evil Dead 2, but it's one of those I got to be kind of in the right mood to watch. I can watch Friday the 13th 6 any day of the week.
Okay. All right. Coriander, how about you?
Yeah, I enjoy both of these movies. I actually prefer Evil Dead 2 over the original Evil Dead.
Hmm.
Um, but I am gonna choose Friday, just because I'm a fan of Tommy. And hey, there's so many kids, and nothing happened to any of them. So
Hmm.
wow.
Nancy
And
was right
yeah, all this,
on the edge of
yeah,
oblivion, though.
she was, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But all the survivors and the little couple that survived, and so yeah, it was different. Like the car chasing, you know what I mean? There was just different things to this Friday that I enjoyed. So yeah.
Mm, okay. All right. So we're going with Friday the 13th. Okay. For me, and this will be the final thought in this category. So again, guys, this is your last chance. Um, Listen, both of these films are good. Evil Dead 2 does so many great things, and it's one of my favorite Evil Dead films. And I also think that it was really it was able to balance the comedy and the horror. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's so tough to do. Like some films, and even in Evil Dead, the franchise, sometimes go a little too far.
Hmm.
But this film was able to have both aspects, and the marriage of it was really good. Great performances by the cast, especially Bruce, of course, no doubt about that. Respect to him. But look, let's just let's remember where we're at here, guys. There is no doubt that Jason Lives is not only one of the best Friday films, one of my favorites. And again, when I was growing up, this was on constant rotation for me, as well as my brother. If he was here, he would say the same thing. It's just fun. It's got everything you want in it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's so stylistic, it's gothic. To have a Friday film have that type of style, like you wouldn't think, or at least I wouldn't have thought that that would have been a good combination, but it really is. Starting right out from the beginning in that cemetery with the music and the lightning and everything. So I got to give the point to Friday 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. It gave so much to me as a fan. It gave so much to the franchise as well as the genre. So no doubt I have to go with Jason Lives.
Who knew that, a change in tone? Because sometimes, doing something different is good, but who knew a change in tone like this one after
Hmm.
5 entries could work so well? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
And
true.
that's that they
Yeah.
took a big chance. So props to Tom McLaughlin, big time.
Yeah, no doubt at all. It definitely worked out well. And Tom McLaughlin again, and Sam Raimi's great too. Obviously, he's a legend. But
Yeah.
Tom did some really great things with Jason Lives. Some great instinctive choices that he made that works so well. Like when you watch Jason Lives, it is so different than all the films that came before it. And
Hmm.
actually, from a lot of the films after it too, it really stands out. It really stands out, and that's hard to say with a franchise with 12 films,
Yeah.
So, all right. All right, guys. So let's do this. Let's just do a quick recap. Eric, I'll start with you, and then Coriander while I count up the points. What did you think of this confrontation, Eric?
I was really looking forward to it because I've been trying to figure out how to get Ash into Battle World for a long time, and it was a lot of fun because Evil Dead 2 is not one, like, honestly, the only Evil Dead movies I revisit a lot is Army of Darkness and the remake. So I forgot
Hmm.
how good Evil Dead 2 was. So
Hmm.
revisiting this was a lot of fun. And again, props to Bruce Campbell, but just everything involved in this movie, like the practical effects, they didn't have a huge budget. You know what I mean? But it was just a lot of fun, but it also had the elements of horror in from the original one. So it was a good mashup of comedy and horror. But
Hmm.
Jason Lives is, it's one of my favorite entries in the entire franchise. You know what I mean? Because of like what I just said. It's MTV. It's rock and roll. It's, I don't want to say parody, but self-referential. You know what I mean? It knows what it is. It runs with it, and it hits a touchdown with likable characters, great kills, a great soundtrack. Not just Alice Cooper, but Harry Manfredini, And CJ Graham, you know, he's got to be respected for what he brought to Jason. You know, I mean, a lot of people, they always go towards Kane. They go towards Ted White or Richard Brooker. I think, in my opinion, at least in the circles other than the Night Watch zone, a lot of the circles I'm in overlook CJ. And I think he's a really good Jason because of the power walk, because he doesn't just, you know, stab you. He'll throw a dart and hit, you know, that one guy in the head that knocks him in the boat. So there's still some anger and physicality to him. So I think CJ's a really underrated, in my opinion, Jason. But this was a lot of fun.
You know, this particular Friday movie is kind of nostalgic for me. It was always back when I was a kid, whenever Friday the 13th came up, this would be on TV and my older brother would be watching it. And, it was just something I'd try to, look through, watch in the hallway, But yeah, I love Evil Dead 2 also. Ash is such a great character. If you haven't checked out the Ash versus Evil Dead series, you should check it out because that's really good too.
It's really good.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm a Jason fan, so I always will be.
All right. Okay. Well said. Well, guys, this is really interesting. In the chat, we had a lot of votes going, one way or the other. And, some folks felt strongly in certain categories. And it looks as though we did too. We've got not the final score. I'm sorry, the score 22-23.
Oh wow!
What?
Which is so
holy
crazy.
Crap!
But
I thought you were like saying it wasn't even close.
Well, the thing is, these categories make everything tighter. We can't just say, "Oh, we love a certain film and we're just going to give it every point." No, we've got to be honest about each category, which is why we do this. Now, this was a match where a title shot was on the line for Ash and for the Evil Dead franchise. So we've got 22-23. The final score is 22-38.
Oh,
and the winner is Jason Lives.
Wow.
The chat came through. Well, Jason was ahead 23-22, but the chat sealed it with the super chats, which was crazy.
Wow.
For you guys that are fans of Evil Dead, you could have helped them out. I tried to help you guys a little bit.
Let me just say this now. I'm looking at the rankings. I just edited Jason. He's in the lead, obviously, not just because he's a champion, but he is in the lead. Michael's in second with 6 wins. Jason's in the lead with 9.
Oh, yeah.
Michael's in second place. He's at 6-6, but Jason's at 9-3.
Look at that.
Damn.
So he's even doing the best with the losses too.
He's hanging in there, man. So let's just say it one more time because Kill's not here. Eric, who's the champ? Who's the champ?
Everyone's favorite mama's boy, Jason Voorhees.
Here he is. There he is, man. I mean, listen, to be fair, it was close with just our votes, 23-22. So again, and I know, some of you guys here, you've been here for a lot of our episodes, but those who are newer to Battle World, it just shows that when you break it down by category, even if we have a film that we maybe like more, still by category, it can be evened up because it was 22-23. Friday was ahead by 1 point, but we had the 2 super chats, super chats that brought it up to 38. So it was close, man. Evil Dead swung for the fences and almost got there,
Take the super chats out. I honestly did not think it was going to be that close. I thought
Me
Jason
I didn't
neither.
was
either.
really was
Wow.
kicking his butt big time.
Yes, but there were some categories where the three of us had to give it to Evil Dead 2, like the finale, the fun aspect, the practical or the effects, scary situation. So yeah, man, that's why I love doing this stuff, man. This was what makes Battle World so much fun. It really, really does. For you guys that were here, thank you so much for hanging out. Scott heading out, thank you so much. Troy saying a franchise rematch, remake versus remake. Well, I don't know about that, but we definitely Ash had a chance tonight, man. It's gonna be a little while, man. It's gonna be a little while. Rod's in the chat. A fan of the Evil Dead movies. All right, very, very cool. Let's see. Steven saying let's not get too crazy. This was always fun. Have a great night. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate that.
Steven.
All right. Catherine saying thank you. This was awesome. See you all next time. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. All right. Well, hey guys, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. If you haven't hit the like button, please do. It helps to support us. Again, if you'd like to become part of our channel membership, you hit the join button next to the subscribe button. And you can get exclusive streams and content, watch parties with us, including this Friday night. We will be continuing the great Halloween debates with Halloween 5. And again, channel members that are at the Movie Fanatics level or higher will actually be able to give their scores to count to the overall score for Halloween 5. So we'll be doing that on Friday night as usual with our Friday night streams.
Which one is Halloween 5? Which one is that one?
The second one with Danielle Harris.
Tina.
Don Shanks as Michael Myers. So we'll get to that. We'll get to that when we get to it.
Oh man.
All right. Okay.
Godspeed, my friends.
We'll get to that when we get to it. Okay, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. And we will catch you guys later. As always, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Peace.
Cheers.
Up to